I want to read from Psalm 8 here. So King David wrote most of the Psalms, and here is one of them. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him? What is man that you are mindful of him? And the Son of Man that you care for him? So even the psalmist realized he was but an ant in God's creation, right? Watching a simulation like that really just makes one feel small and finite. And as I had said before, it's something that all of us can perceive. All of us can reflect upon and form a belief that there's a creator God. Let's get back slide there. Okay, so there was an astronomer back in the 1920s. His name was Edwin Hubble, and you may have heard of the Hubble telescope. Anyone has heard of that? Yes, a few science nerds. Hi, and he basically recognized that the stars, the light in the galaxy, things were moving apart. Okay, and so he realized, hey, what if we were to sort of reverse the film reel? What would it look like? Okay, so due to scientific discovery and advancement, we've come to realize there's a theory known as the Big Bang. And there was a point at which all matter converged at what's called, anyone know the term? The Singularity, okay? So this was basically time zero. This is the point at which time ceases to exist. The laws of physics don't even exist yet. The laws which govern our universe as we know them are being formed. So you put that film reel in reverse, and what do you have? You have an act of creation. Because out of the singularity, right, there's nothingness prior to the singularity. Everything comes into existence and moves into space. So imagine a balloon that you may have that you're blowing up, and there are dots on the balloon. When it's really small, the dots are really close together, right? But as you blow the balloon up bigger and bigger, what happens to the dots? The dots get farther and farther away from each other. So a balloon is sort of a very nice illustration of how space expands and grows. So when we think about the origin of the universe, that's a very good reason for thinking that there was a creator God. There are other scientific explanations as well. One is very technical, the second law of thermodynamics, which means that there's disorder and chaos that just grows and grows. We're headed into that state. So I have here a nice cup of coffee. It is still warm, but here's the point. The point is that it's still warm. It's not yet cold. It's on its way toward disorder, towards being cold. Maybe even the sugar may separate eventually over time. Water would evaporate out of it if I let it just stay out long enough, right? So, but it's still warm, so I can go back and think. We can infer, hey, this was hotter at a certain point. The cup was poured at a certain point. In that same sense, the universe began to exist. So there's a formal argument called the Kalam Cosmological Argument. Anything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist, therefore the universe had a cause. That's called a deductive argument. I know it's super technical, but if you wanted to learn more about it, you can look into what are called cosmological arguments. That pertains to the origin of the universe. All right? So let's skip and go to the next slide. And I want to talk about design, the design of the universe. Our world was created for life. Did you know that the universe could have been otherwise? It didn't have to be this way. There could have been different variables or factors that brought about the universe. But it may not have been life-sustaining. And there are certain facts, there are certain physical laws that govern our world. For example, we are hydrogen-based beings. Why is it that you like to drink water? Your body needs water, right? There are certain elements that we need for the sustenance of life. Now, the statistical probability that the universe would come about through random chance is a very technical probability. And so I want to play a game to sort of demonstrate that probability. But before we do, let me think of a simple illustration here. So Imagine you're walking in a desert. It's a barren wasteland, and you come across, give me the name of a watch. A Rolex. I heard Rolex first. You come across a Rolex. It's a Lego version of a Rolex. Is it fully functioning, though? Fully functioning. That's what matters. Here's why. Would you perceive the watch, and you reflect upon it. Would you infer that watch came into existence all on its own? The winds blew the metal somehow formed together, the battery got put in place, tick, 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 tick. Would you infer that that just happened accidentally? Sarcasm. No, you wouldn't. You know that there is a watchmaker, someone who put that to function for a purpose. In that same way, we humans were built for a biological purpose. In that sense, we are like the watch. But let me give a fun example here about statistical probabilities. I'm going to need 3 volunteers. And here's one prize. So, any Chicago Cubs fans here? This is brand new pajamas. Season tickets? Nice. Okay, so it's a size medium, but these are comfy, cozy, nice and soft. Okay, there are 2 prizes. So again, the one was the $100 gift card to Wendy's, and here is Chicago Cubs pants. I need 3 volunteers. Okay, how about right there? Yeah, okay. Blue shirt there. And you there. Okay. Come on up. I want you all to come on stage. Be careful with the coffee. Okay. One of you go over there. Okay, one of you go in the middle. Okay. How many of you guys play board games? Anybody play Risk? The game of world domination? How many of you are like Risk nerds? Like Lord of the Rings Risk, like taking over Middle Earth? Come on. Star Wars Risk? Okay, so obvious themes. That's a game where you have to roll the dice, and your dice have to be higher than others. Okay. So it's pretty easy to roll a number 6, right? A number 6 is just 1 out of 6 chances, right? You could roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. 1 out of 6. Anybody know the odds of rolling double 6s? 1 in 36. Yeah, that's right. Good. So the chances of rolling a double 6, you could do it. 1 out of 36. So roughly speaking, in theory, every 36 chances, you would roll 1 double 6. You guys want to try and roll a double 6? All right, so go ahead, pick them up, roll away. Now, go ahead, let's do it once for an illustration purpose. Yep, okay. Oh, no, double 3s, but not double 6s. Go ahead. Yeah, everyone at the same time. Here we go. Okay, no, we didn't get it. Okay, good. You will double 2s, but they're not double 6s. I'm asking for double 6s here. Okay, so while you guys keep doing that, he got double 6! Okay, but I didn't tell you what the goal was for the prize. You ready? So I want to know if any of you guys, and I want to get rigorous rules here. I don't want little lighthearted, Give them good shake up. Maybe come down on the floor. We'll spread out here. So the prize, the Cubs pajama pants and a $100 gift card to Wendy's. If you can roll 2 double 6s in a row. So you got to do double 6 and then double 6. If you can do that, you will win the Cubs pants and a $100 gift card to Wendy's. Go ahead. Come on. Good rolls. They got to be good rolls. Double 6s. Come on. Yes? Oh, nope. Now you got to start over. You got to start over if you don't get it. It got to be in a row. Okay, those didn't even roll. They like slid. Let's get good rolls here. She had a double six, but then she didn't get it in a row. No, okay. Hey, guys, we're going to be here a long time if we keep up at this. Anybody that know the odds of getting 2 double sixes in a row? It's almost 1 out of 2,000. Almost. So it's David the magician, maybe he can confirm. Isn't it 1,940 something? What's 36 times 36? 1,290. Okay, so not quite 2,000, but over 1,000 rolls. You know what that would mean? Imagine if you roll the dice 900 times and then you don't get it in a row, you got to start all the way over again, right? Okay, all right, you guys can sit down. It's clear that no one's going to win the prize. Thank you. Let's give a nice warm hand to our That should become an Olympic sport, dice rolling. Wouldn't that be great? There's a little bit of chance in the Olympics. Okay, so in the second half of the 20th century, there was a British astronomer. He was an atheist. His name was Fred Hoyle, okay? And Hoyle concluded that the odds of cellular life arising, evolving over the years from non-life were roughly 1 to the 10th to the 40,000th power. So that's 1 over 10, but the 10 has an exponent, 40,000. So 40,000 zeros, okay? Imagine those odds. That's kind of hard to fathom. That means it's actually a really small number, not a really big number, even though it's 10, but because it's 1 over that, right? It's a really small decimal when you calculate it out. Okay, so he gives an example. He realizes that that number's hard to fathom. So here's what he says. He says that the chance that higher life forms might have emerged in this way is comparable to the chance of a tornado sweeping through a junkyard that might assemble a Boeing 747 from the materials therein. Imagine a tornado going through a junkyard and forming a working Boeing 747. Those are the odds of life coming into existence out of mere chance. Just accidental. Life from non-life, right?